biggest misinterpretation would be that as soon as I assign you a new address to a structure that you're getting ready to build, you cannot automatically go onto Google and find that address 10 minutes later. It's not going to populate. I get that very often. Unfortunately, I do not work for Google or Apple Maps, but it is automatically live on our site, so first responders are able to pick that up. Google will not pick it up, and most likely until you start receiving mail.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Welcome to Shawnee High School Wrestling. I'm here with Jeff Chamblin, and we're looking forward to a big match between 2 district champions. The Harrah Panthers visit the Stucker Complex for the first time this year to face your Shawnee Wolves.
The Clinic Pharmacy, open 7 days a week for your convenience, is dedicated to providing you with the finest, most efficient pharmacy service in the area. Tim Barrick and the Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Jeff Chamblin, tonight we should see some good high school wrestling action. Harrah is a tough competitor for Shawnee.
Yes, definitely tough competition. Harrah qualified last week in their district to wrestle in the dual state championship. So there'll be 8 teams in a week and a half that'll be going for a dual state championship, and we're going to watch 2 of them tonight, 2 of the 8.
Coming in, who is Harrah's toughest competitors on their team?
Well, they've got 4 state qualifiers, 1 state placer.
And that's from last year.
Yes, Austin Goyette is a very tough competitor. I've watched him wrestle quite a bit. He places, if he's not in the finals or winning the tournament, he always places at him.
So right at 135, that's where Goyette is either going to be going against Clayton Stafford, or Matt Daniels. Also, state qualifiers from last year at 152, they have Brandon Weeks, and that looks like it's going to be a forfeit possibly for Shawnee.
Yeah, we've been bumping up and moving people around all year, so I don't know that we'll definitely forfeit to him. It's a possibility, but whatever Coach James thinks we got to do to get the dual victory.
At 160, they have Richard Griffin, another state qualifier, and for the Wolves, that's going to be Andrew Morgan. Andrew's been doing a great job all throughout the year.
Yeah, definitely. Andrew's kind of spotty. He's going to be facing a tough kid tonight. He's just going to have to step it up and get it done.
And then the last state placer for Harrah coming into the Stucker Complex tonight is at 171. That's going to be Jared Monroe. Jared's going to be facing stiff competition in Gentrell Frazier. It could be a real turning point for Gentrell. He needs to get a big victory.
Yeah, all these kids that are wrestling, they're tough kids. It's just an opportunity for us to step up and maybe get a regional seed here and there with a good win.
Talk about that a little bit, Jeff. The regional seedings, how does that work, and how does that, when will that take place?
Well, there's the regional happens in about 3 weeks. There's several criterias for the kids, and one of them is head-to-head competition. If you pick up a good win against a defending state qualifier, then you'll definitely be seated over him at the regional tournament.
So another big night of Shawnee High School wrestling at the Stucker Complex. As usual, it's an electric atmosphere. We'll bring you the action right after this.
Jim Fincher at Bunks provides friendly, full service at his station. Bunks supports the Shawnee Wolves.
We're going to start tonight at the upper weights, Jeff. We're going to start with 215, and that means Mike Womack for the Wolves against Matt Hasty for the Panthers.
Yeah, we need to get it started. We've been struggling in the upper weights all year, kind of spotty. We're on one day, we're off the next, but it'd be nice to watch our upper weights dismantle Harrah tonight.
And the last time we saw Womack, he was pretty active, but he seemed to be ducking his head. Is that something that they paid attention to in the room, I'm sure?
Yeah, they've been working on a lot of things with him. He's right there. He's just making some poor decisions and some technically, not very technically sound moves. He could be good when he wants to be. It's just a matter of him believing that and turning it up a little bit.
Well, one thing's for sure, Coach James is on top of his game right off the bat again. Coach Larry James with these Shawnee Wolves, district champion Shawnee Wolves, as you mentioned earlier, heading to the dual state meet where we've had a dry spell for a while. We hadn't been able to make it there.
Yeah, I believe we've been absent from dual state for the last 2 or 3 years. I can't remember. You tend to block things out like that when you're coaching.
Sure.
So I can't really remember, but it's 2 or 3 years. I know that.
Well, and for a number of years, we were consistently never had a drought like that for close to 20 years. So this is a big turnaround for the Wolves, getting us back in the right direction.
Yeah. Little known fact, we had the first dual state ever at Shawnee, right here where we're sitting in the Stucker Complex.
Really? Did not know that.
Yeah, and I think it was 1987. I'm dating myself.
Yep.
We had the first dual state.
You were participating, I guess.
I was participating, but it was all classes, and it wasn't sanctioned by the secondary schools. The next year, the secondary schools kind of took it over.
And so would that have been back in the Lean years, Mark Lean?
Yes, sir.
Coach
and
Lean?
I believe we won that match, or that tournament anyway.
Womack trying to get some points on the board before this period ends. 14 seconds before the end. Counting down. He's got to get that leg out in order to get some points.
Yeah, he's not using his moves right there. He got kind of sloppy. That should have been an easy 2 for him, just blocking the arm and spinning his score. And it just little bitty things like that right now are killing him. Hopefully he can get it all worked out and make a good comeback here.
So at the end of the first period of the night, it's scoreless, 0-0. Womack trying to fight off from the bottom.
Yeah, kid's got a cradle locked up. If he'll pull on that head, get his hips up a little bit, I think he'll come right over the top. Now the kid did a good job of adjusting right there. He's real high. If we could swim under one of those legs, we'd definitely come out the back pretty easily right here.
Hasty putting a nifty move together there.
Yeah, he's just got a standard power half. Nothing special. We kind of missed a couple of opportunities to come out the back and get a reversal. Instead, we got turned.
Womack fighting again from the bottom. 1 minute remaining, halfway through this match. 1 minute in the second period. Womack down 2-0.
Just gave up another near fall there to to the Harrah wrestler.
Hasty's got a cradle locked up.
He's doing a good job of changing off, but kind of helping him out, kind of wallering around a little bit. Oh, he's trying to give us a reversal right here. Straighten your leg out, Michael.
Michael's got to power that leg free.
Now we got the reversal. Come on, get the fall right here.
So Mike gets 2 points. He's down 4-2, but he's going to get some back points here too.
Yeah, he needs to pick up this fall. There it is.
Michael Womack, great match. In trouble the entire period.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
Michael Womack with the fall.
Tower Loans specializes in helping the small financial needs problems many of us face at some time. Tower Loans at 21 West Main is prepared to help you with short-term loans up to $800. Tower Loans helps support the Shawnee community. The Clinic Pharmacy, open 7 days a week for your convenience, is dedicated to providing you with the finest, most efficient pharmacy service in the area. Tim Barrick and the Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
Aaron Van Hook for your Shawnee Wolves. Tyler Wilson for the Harrah Panthers. Shawnee up 6-0 after the great match by Michael Womack. Let's see how Van Hook can follow that up. Van Hook weighs in at 252. Tyler Wilson at 246.
The big boys.
What's that? The big boys? It's about what you and I weigh, probably.
Well, I'm probably a little over that, I think, now.
It looks like, and we say this often enough, but I love the young man. It looks like Gary would be a mean heavyweight about right now.
Yeah.
As Tyler Wilson is going to take care of business against Aaron Van Hook. Panthers get the fall right back. 6-6, dual score.
Eric's Pharmacy has new digs. A fast drive-through or relax in a spacious and comfortable sitting room while your prescriptions are expertly filled. Eric's Pharmacy offers compounding for special needs, immunization for any season, and fast, accurate, friendly service.
Cesar Hernandez coming out at 103. And he's going against Austin Wilson for the Harrah Panthers, also weighing in at 104 pounds. 103 coming in at 104.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that growth allowance, they don't never have to make 103 again or their flat weights. They get that 2-pound growth allowance. So
that's to appease the mamas out there.
Well, it's a good idea. I believe in it.
I agree.
You grow from time to time. Cesar started off with an early takedown and got reversed to his back.
So he's getting counted down. The score is tied up 2-0. Cesar's doing a good job fighting from the bottom, though.
Yeah, he needs to stay off his back, and that's an easier way to fight that.
Yeah. Well, he rolls out of bounds. It's going to be 4-2 in favor of Wilson.
Cesar had a big win for us last week.
Yes, he did.
I believe he had one of the falls.
Mm-hmm. He's been showing improvement all year long, fighting hard.
Yeah. He's a rookie. He hadn't been wrestling very long, but he, time will take care of a lot of that.
Again, Wilson trying to get Hernandez on his back. Hernandez does not give up any points there. 2-4, 55 seconds remain in the first period. Again, both these teams have qualified as district champions to go to dual state. These are 2 of the 8 teams with the privilege of fighting for a dual state title in Class 5A.
Yep, Shawnee from the east and Harrah's from the west. So it'd be interesting to see the matchups. I know we won't wrestle Harrah first round.
How does that work, Jeff? Is it by rankings on OK Rankings, or where does it come from?
Well, there's several criteria for that. The number one being the rankings, the coaches poll. And I believe right now Shawnee would be probably wrestling either Deer Creek or Duncan. They'll be the 3rd seed on the east side. Harrah, I'm not sure. They're either the 3rd or the 4th seed on the west side.
Have we had any run-ins with Deer Creek or Duncan this year?
We saw both of them at the Carl Albert tournament, which is not a good evaluation of teams because you're at a tournament rather than a duel. So.
And for those who don't know, tournaments are individuals wrestling against individuals rather than a team.
Yeah, to an extent. I mean, you're individual, but you're wrestling for your team to win a team championship. The dual format is just solely team. You may have a guy bump up and move around. I mean, it's more of a team aspect, I guess you'd say.
Well, and you've touched on a number of times how that's the philosophy of the Shawnee wrestling program and has been for a long time. It's been the team philosophy.
Sure, there's no other way to go. The team philosophy it's been the philosophy around here forever, as long as I can remember. No one individual is ever too big for the team.
So since the early scurrying about at the 103 match, neither wrestler has been able to get any more points. Hernandez still trails Wilson 4-2.
Yeah, he's doing a good job of coming to his feet off the bottom. We're not catching hands and getting our 1-point escape. Hopefully he can catch some hands here and get a 1-point escape.
And by catching hands, what do you mean?
Just hand control. When you stand up, 90% of everybody's going to lock their hands. And he did a good job right there getting his 1-point escape.
And they're going to call that an escape, and so the coaches come to the table. The Harrah coach,
Brian Miller, yeah,
is questioning the referee about that final call at the buzzer. What's his concern?
Well, it was kind of a bang-bang deal. In order to get the escape, most people believe that you have to be completely cleared from the wrestler that's in control. He didn't feel like he had cleared out enough to get the 1-point escape. And then to complicate things, they went off the mat as they were doing it. So who knows?
Fortunate for Shawnee to get the points right there at the buzzer. Makes it a 3-4 deficit at the end of 1. Hernandez down just by 1, which is just an escape away from tying it up.
Yeah, and he chose down right here. Hopefully we can get a reverse or an escape. Got to catch those hands and come up.
And then he rattled out of bounds on purpose.
Yeah.
Once he got that angle, once Wilson got that ankle, it looked like Hernandez said, I'm out of here.
Right. And the official's not going to let him ride that ankle all night. So hopefully we can reach back and get that off. Well, we're coming right to our feet again.
And that's what you want to do. He's trying to clear his hips, I notice, and then get the hand control.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Cesar, once again, is a rookie wrestling years-wise, but he's making up a lot for that tonight by just constant moving and fighting. He's doing a pretty good job.
And as we witnessed the last time we were here, Shawnee wrestlers are in fine shape for this time of the year.
Right. There he comes. He kept working that stand-up, and he finally caught the hands and got his escape.
So he ties it up. He comes from a 4-2 deficit. Now we're knotted up at 4-4 halfway through the match. Almost.
Right, yeah, almost. I'll tell you what, that's a nice single leg he just hit there. He just needs to finish it.
And Wilson came back and grabbed a headlock. That's to block the takedown?
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's trying to do right there. We just need to finish that. Went off the mat.
So no points awarded, knotted up at 4-4 as we pass the halfway point. 55 seconds remain in the second period. Hernandez showing a lot of strength there.
Nice headlock right there from Cesar. He needs to pick up that fall.
And he's got his
and
hands
he got
locked,
it.
And he gets the fall. Cesar Hernandez showing a lot of effort all throughout the match.
Yes, definitely. Effort always helps when you're a rookie.
Cesar Hernandez gets the pin at 103.
Fred's Tire and Battery, we've got tires, tough tires, fun tires, big tires, slick tires, safe tires. At Fred's Tire and Battery,
we've got tires.
At Fred's Tire and Battery, we offer 24-hour national and fleet roadside assistance. If you need tires, Fred's Tire and Battery's got them.
Coming in is Michael Smith for your Shawnee Wolves, Carson Rinaldi, and they are wrestling at 112. Rinaldi comes in at 103. Michael Smith, 10 pounds heavier.
We need a fall right here. Michael had a tough tournament this weekend at the prior tournament, and I actually heard him talking about it yesterday. I would venture to say he's gonna finish. He wasn't happy with his performance. He's gonna come out firing tonight.
Michael Smith working hard. Now, Michael is one of 2 state qualifiers returning for the Wolves from last year. This young man has a lot of wrestling experience and has been victorious.
Yeah, he knows how to get the wins. He knows how to get the tight wins, and he's a battler. He's been to the big tournaments. So just a matter of him getting refocused. Everybody has a bad weekend. Just getting refocused and getting his mind right and getting in there and finishing up the last part of the season.
He was nice setup for that single leg, just unable to pull it in. Hey, Jeff, at the upper weights, 10 pounds, give or take, you seem to don't think it matters so much. How about at the lower weights like this when Michael's picking up 10 pounds on this wrestler?
You know, when you're giving up 10 or less pounds, the only thing I can say is that it's all in your head. 10 pounds is just 10 pounds. You go out and outfight somebody and out-technique them, you can get a win against a bigger guy.
Michael doing a great job keeping him on the mat there.
Yeah, that was a nice high crotch cut to a double, and then he took him straight to his back from there.
Michael working hard. He has picked up only 2 points, hasn't gotten any back points as of yet.
Yeah, here they come. That's pretty tight right there.
Michael gets the pin. Michael Smith gets the 3rd fall of the night for your Shawnee Wolves, district champion Shawnee Wolves.
Michelle takes great pride in giving each of her customers exemplary personal service. With more than 18 years' experience and a lifelong resident of Shawnee, Michelle is dedicated to making First United a trusted resource for the community and everyone in it.
Always a fun time, Shawnee High School sports. The atmosphere is fun. Jeff, you've been in this atmosphere for close to 30 years straight, man. Does it ever get tiring for you?
Not for me. I love it. And to make things better, we're right here at the Stucker Complex. A lot of good memories right here.
Sure are. Back in the late 70s when this thing was built, they were talking about it being basketball, and of course the goals are in here, but it never was used as a high school basketball venue, only wrestling.
Yeah, I've heard several stories about that, but the one I know is a fact is the floor in here is like 4 to 6 feet too short for regulation basketball. And whoever did that, I'd like to personally thank you, take this moment to thank you, because this is one of the best wrestling venues in the state of Oklahoma for duels.
It's fun to be at. It is so loud with these old type of bleachers, and the cement walls just keep it all right here.
Yeah, and we've let it kind of get away from us in the Shawnee Public Schools, this building. We need to put some money in here so we can keep wrestling in here.
There you go. I think you're right. And there's not many communities across the state that come forth and as a community and want to put up and make a place better like the Shawnee community.
Yeah, that's 100% true. We live in a great community, the best one in Oklahoma, in my opinion. We got good kids, good community. Love it here.
And what's happening right now as Yahola Jones has stepped to the mat is Coach James is questioning the lineup selections, I guess, for the opponents.
To be honest with you, I don't have a clue unless the kid weighed in at a different weight or something was wrote down wrong. What he's trying to do here.
Well, as the two coaches talk it over, you see they're administrating is what they're doing. Harrah coach
Brian Miller.
And Shawnee coach
Larry James.
Just making sure everything's okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, boy, they got something's going on that's pretty heated. I'll tell you what, Larry's a lot of things, but being shy with the officials, he's definitely not. So.
Well, he's fighting for his kids.
He's 100% always fighting for his kids.
I talked with one of his kids earlier today, head Elk City wrestling coach Eugene Young. Gave a call, talked a little bit about what was going on. He's doing good up there. You guys got to be proud of Eugene.
He's doing awesome. Wished we could get him back to Shawnee, Oklahoma to come work with our young kids.
Well, maybe someday that will happen.
Yeah. We're awfully proud of him. I think they may have the young official kind of bamboozled right here.
Harvey Chevrolet Cadillac and GMC is the new car dealership located in and contributing to the families in our area longer than any other. Jason O'Connor always has a smile and stands ready to serve us.
Okay, Jeff, so what was going on with the discussion is a discussion about eligibility, and then it became a discussion of which wrestler for Shawnee is not going to wrestle anybody but get a forfeit.
Right. Here is the scenario that happened. Harrah sent out a 103, a guy that weighed in at 103 at 119. Totally illegal. You cannot bump up 2 weights. But in the meantime, Shawnee reported a wrestler that ran out in the middle of the mat, and they were discussing whether he had to stay out there and receive the forfeit. So it was kind of a mess. After a 20-minute break, we're back on air.
So Yehola Jones is the wrestler that receives the forfeit, and Corey Loveland comes in for the Wolves now, and he is wrestling Connor Wyatt, I believe, for the Harrah Panthers.
Yeah.
Shawnee goes up 24-6 in the dual score.
Right, and Harrah's pretty tough in the middle. I mean, they're just scrapping and we're trying to bump people around, and he did something basically that's not supposed to be done. You can't bump somebody up 2 weights.
And what Shawnee wanted to do at that point was to take their state qualifier senior on senior night and say, hey, wait, they sent up an illegal guy. Right. And so that should have scratched the whole slate clean, and we just start again on that weight.
Yeah.
And that's not how it was called.
No, the referee basically said your kid reported to the table and went to the center of the mat, so that's the one that will receive the forfeit. I don't believe he's right in that instance, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Young official.
This is where coaching is a huge deal on this mat, because they still have 4 of their top wrestlers to come up in the middle of the match.
Exactly.
And so if they can take off of the mat one of our top wrestlers, that gives them they could give them an advantage.
That could have been the whole.
We'll wait.
That could have been the whole scenario. They might have been doing that to get him out there. I don't have a clue.
All right, now it's like I say, Corey Loveland for your Shawnee Wolves. Corey is up quickly, 4-0. 30 seconds remain in this first period.
Corey's coming off a great tournament at Pryor. I believe he got a 3rd place at the Pryor tournament in a very tough weight class. He's been wrestling well. If he could pick up this fall, it'd be really good right here, Daniel.
He is working him, and he's keeping him on the mat as well. These Shawnee wrestlers are wrestling on the edge very well tonight.
They are. They've made a complete turnaround from the first part of the year in their dual matches.
Corey's taking it out of him with 2 seconds remaining. He's not going to get the fall, but he is going to cause a lot of pain. 7-0 at the end of 1 for Corey Loveland.
Yeah, looking good.
It's great to have the band here tonight and the drum guys getting it done for us.
You know what? I love our drum guys. They're at everything.
Always having a lot of fun.
Yes, they are.
And in fact, they received this year, just so you know, a Giorgio's Player of the Game reward for all 6 of them. Free pizzas for all 6 from Tony over at Giorgio's. Best pizza in town.
Hey, it is the best pizza in town, and well-deserved to the band, the drum guys. I love it.
Well, it was that Jinx game that was kind of way out there, and those guys were playing the whole night long. So
well, they have a good time. You know, they just reload every year. I see a different group of kids, it seems, every year in there.
And it's a lot of fun. Corey Loveland up 10-0. He's trying to get the technical fall. He gets up by 15 points. The match stops.
It does, but we're really looking for a fall right here. We don't want the. We'll take the tech fall, but we'd like to get that 6-point fall. And here he goes.
Every point matters, especially when 2 district champion teams are coming together. Right now, it's looking good for the Wolves.
Yeah, he needs to pick up this fall right here.
On the bottom there, Connor Wyatt putting up a fight.
Yep. Corey just needs to settle in. He's got about 50 seconds to get this guy pinned. Don't lose the arm there. Referee needs to hurry up and get his body in position there to make the fall. I'm going to predict a fall right here.
The drummers are too.
That's pretty intimidating. I think they ought to come to every home wrestling match.
That's
I love
right.
it.
Corey putting the pressure on. 28 seconds to go in the second, and Corey Loveland
there
gets the ball. What a fight.
You know, the only other place I've seen the band at was at OSU. OSU's wrestling matches, a lot of times the band's there.
I'll tell you what, it just gives you goose pimples when it starts to go.
I like it.
Shawnee leads 30-6. Another fall for your Wolves.
Here in the nitty-gritty of District 3 with the Potawatomi County Commissioner, Abby Thompson. So, Abby, I want to know, because this facility is, like we said, way different than the downtown Broadway facility, but how often are you working here versus downtown Shawnee?
So obviously on Tuesdays I try to be at the admin building because we have our commissioner meetings, but usually every other day of the week I do my best to be down here. I love it down here. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of let your hair down, get dirty, play in the dirt. Yeah.
Yes.
I really do love it down here.
Yes, and being down here and seeing the guys working, answering calls, being everywhere. And yes, they do get a break every once in a while. Don't worry, you guys. Sometimes. But it just made me realize they really are the ones that have to answer these calls and work in winter, rain, summer, shine. You know, you get it.
And I think people forget, you know, some of them take trucks home. If we get calls in the middle of the night, we never stop working. They get called out, they have to go do it. So they work very, very hard. Absolutely.
See, I don't think I realized that they have to work on call and all of that stuff as well.
Yes.
And so it just makes me appreciate, one, I don't come out to mod half as much as I should.
Well, you should.
Yes. Which is where District 3 Barn is located, is in Maud, Oklahoma. And it allows me to realize that there's a lot going on all around Potawatomi County. And there are advancements going on around Potawatomi County. So thank you so much, Abby Thompson, for your heart for your county.
We are so blessed. I love our county. We have such great people. I love my crew. I couldn't ask for a better one. And I just want to remind you, girls aren't afraid to get dirty, right?
Yes.
Rhinestones and dirt.
Woo! Yes, I love that. Well, congratulations, Abby Thompson. You're making history while you're a District 3 commissioner, and we are so grateful for how you run the show over here. So
thank you.
Thank you, Abby. Love you. Bye.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.
Okay, at 1:30, Tyler Daniels is going to go against Cody Gore. Tyler outweighing him by about 6 pounds.
Yeah, this is the swing match right here. If we could pick up a fall right here, it's going to be awfully tough for them to come back.
Tyler Daniels, a junior. Very good athlete. He's a very good competitor.
Yeah, he just needs to put things together like a lot of them, and that's a good start right there. He slowly, methodically got better as the years.
Here they're in kind of a scramble as Gore had his ankle for a while. Tyler fights out of it, picks up the 2 points, takes him down hard.
Yeah. He hit the old Eugene Young Tennessee lift right there. Looks like he's getting a near fall count. Catch that arm, and he's going to get this fall right here.
He's got the arm, and he's looking to put him down. Over a minute to go, 1:10 in this first period. Tyler Daniels starting off fast.
We need to pick up this fall, Daniel.
What does he need to do here to stretch that out?
Well, he's a little high. He needs to drop back chest to chest, keep the arm, tighten up his hold on the head. There he is. He's adjusting right there. See how he drops?
Yeah.
Oh, he let go, though.
Tyler fighting with 40 seconds to remain in this first period. But again, that guy expends a lot of energy on the back trying not to get pinned.
Yes,
right
he does.
There.
And here he goes again. Swim to a half right there, Tyler.
And he hasn't reset from that near fall 3 points. If Tyler lets him reset,
right,
he'd get 3 more points, wouldn't he?
You know, I'd have probably went ahead and awarded the 3 points there because we let the hold go. So I don't know why the official didn't recount that. That's kind of odd to me.
Tyler doesn't care. He's saying, I'm going to pin him.
It's pretty tight right
9
there.
9 seconds remain. It's going to have
there
to come
is.
quick. Still see some air. Just under the pin, and he does award 3 near fall. I thought he awarded 6.
No, I think he just gave the 3.
Even though he flashed it twice.
Oh, he's saying he didn't come back over, and I think he may be wrong on that one.
Okay. Second period, Tyler Daniels after a good first period. He picks up 5 points, 5-0.
Yeah. I hate to pick on the officials, but sometimes I just do. This guy's doing a really good job in a pretty heated duel.
Tyler flips him over right to his back. Automatically the count starts.
Right, we need to pick up that fall. He's doing a nice job with that Tennessee lift, and Coach James is about to run into the cheerleaders over there.
Tyler gets the pin. Tyler Daniels, he gets the 6th pin for your Shawnee Wolves tonight. Tyler Daniels, Jr., victory with the fall.
Richard's Drug Store, our downtown pharmacy, trusted since 1939, has a large selection of nice, inexpensive gifts, purses, and greeting cards. Always free is gift wrapping and fast, friendly service. Think Richard's Drugs for your prescriptions and when you need to pick up that unique gift for parties and gatherings.
Freshman Matt Daniels checks in. He's going to be wrestling at 135, and he's going to be wrestling arguably Harrah's best wrestler, state placer from last year, Austin Goyette.
Yeah, you know, this is a good test for Matt right here. One of the better wrestlers he's wrestled all year, but Matt's not bad himself. He could get this win.
Matt gets taken down, quick back to the middle, though, just like Shawnee trademark.
Yeah. He's a 100% Shawnee kid. He's going to be a good one. He needs a few more matches like this under his belt.
In fact, his father may have wrestled back when you were in the room. You were probably just a little younger.
Well, now his dad's a little older
just
than me.
Just a little.
3 or 4 years now. And, yeah, don't date me too much.
What's dating? This is Matt Daniels.
Yes, it is. His dad actually coached wrestling when I was coaching here for a year.
Really?
Yes,
really?
He did. Great guy.
Matt only giving up 2 points so far. First minute of the match.
He needs to. This guy's a very controlling wrestler, and he can't lay around down there on the bottom, or he's gonna put him to the back in a hurry.
So Matt needs to get off his belly.
Just keep moving and fighting. Don't let him cinch anything up too tight. We got our head down and we're on our belly. We just fight hands and move.
That's a big deal, isn't it, Jeff, is don't give up your hands.
Yeah, and keep moving. You know, the guy's pretty controlling. Obviously, he's an upperclassman and Matt's a freshman, but, you know, who cares? Matt Daniels can beat a senior. He's beat several seniors this year. You just fight those hands and keep moving.
10 seconds remain in the first period. Goyette has the hand. Going to have to let it go now.
Yeah.
Only giving up 2 points in that first period.
That's not a bad job. We need to keep it close and keep moving, keep working our stuff. We need to get a takedown right here.
So which side chose up, Jeff?
You know, I believe the Harrah side did.
Matt went for the single leg.
It's getting a little extended there and gave up the 2. He has a little bit of trouble getting angles sometimes. He likes to hang on to stuff. And, you know, in junior high, he can get away with that. In high school, he's not going to get away with that because he's not stronger than everybody, I guess you'd say. Just a little fine-tuning. We can get an escape here. We can get back in the match.
4-0. Matt Daniels trails. Goyette from Harrah. Goyette, a state placer last year. Now, does that mean he finished in the top 6 or the top 4?
Top 4. Top 4 in Oklahoma in Class 5A. He's been around for a while. I believe Austin's a senior.
Of course, last year Shawnee competed in the 6A bracket, and Matt was competing on the junior high level.
Right, Matt's just a freshman. This is his first, and you know, he hadn't been doing the full season of high school either. They've kind of been weaning him in. He goes to the junior high tournaments, and he goes to the high school duels. So Coach James is just kind of weaning him in. It's a good thing.
How's he been doing at the junior high tournaments?
He's been doing really well. He's placed at everything he's went to, I believe.
So he'll go to junior high state this year as well.
Yeah.
30 seconds remain in the second period. More than halfway through this match. 4 points scored so far for Goyette.
Well, we just got warned for stalling off a bottom. I don't agree with that call. Bottom man's tied up. Top man needs to work for a fall and get off the hips.
You can just see the struggle and the thinking going on in Matt's head.
Yeah.
Coach coming to the table.
You know, at this point in time, he just needs to let loose. You made an interesting point. He's thinking, don't think too much against a guy that's a senior state placer. Just go wrestle. Just go wrestle.
Coach James there trying to find out about the stall.
Yeah, Coach James just got picked up his first warning of the duel. He was warned for taking the official, but I guess he proved his point. He said what he had to say there. Sure, he was talking to him about that stalling call.
Did you say warned against taking the official?
Well, he was warned anytime you take the official to the table on anything other than if you're questioning one of his calls or something, as soon as you leave the table, you're going to get warned. Second time you do that, you get kicked out. Wrestling is not a very coach-friendly sport anymore because you can't take a guy to the table. You know, in basketball, you can let them have it.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, you can let them have it. Football, you can let them have it. In wrestling, you take them to the table twice and you're done.
And that just means questioning calls.
Right.
Questioning what was going on the mat.
Right.
Gotcha. Matt all tied up here. 6-1 is the score. Two more given to Goyette, 8-1. Halfway through this match, 1:05 remaining in the second. Goyette likes to go from his feet. Feels like he has the advantage.
Well, his coaches are telling him to get rid of him so he can – they're probably wanting some bonus out of the young man. However, Matt Daniels is doing a really good job of staying in good position. 8-2. If we could get out of this one with just a decision, it would be a good thing.
Matt, again, getting caught underneath on his shooting in.
Right. Technically, he's doing some things that – and it's not so much his fault, but he can get away with a lot of that stuff in junior high, and he's going to have to make some corrections as he gets in high school. And one of them, he has a great fireman's carry, but he's not penetrating all the way on his shots, and that's what's holding him back. In high school, he'll have to, kind of adjust that a little bit so he can penetrate. I like his fireman's carry, but it's a move that a lot of people can see coming. So
Matt down 10-2. So he's given up some bonus points right now, but he can get those back.
Well, time just went out. Major decision.
Third period.
Yeah.
Major decision, 8 points. That gives Harrah 4?
Yes, 4 points. I'll tell you what, though, in the past, though, Daniel, we've been in these tight duels, and we've been giving up bonus points for falls.
Right.
And just the progression of our kids, they're fighting. Right there we had an inexperienced kid, freshman, versus a senior who's placed in state before, and we gave up a major decision. That's a victory in some ways. We'll take that. Of course we want Matt to win, but he was fighting hard and just got beat.
All 4 Sonic locations in Shawnee support everything that happens benefiting our community. The Winteringers played a big part in the formation of Sonic and faithfully lead Shawnee in Sonic's rich and growing history. Thank you, Sonic.
So we go to 140 with GT Stafford against Jake Casey.
Yeah, I believe this is kind of a rubber match right here. It'd be nice to get a win right here. There's a 2-point takedown by GT.
36-10, the Shawnee Wolves lead the Harrah Panthers as Stafford takes him to his back.
Yes, he does. There's that Tennessee. They must have worked on Tennessee lifts over the weekend or something because he just hit a nice one to the kid's back there.
And you have a big old smile on your face, Coach.
You know what? I like it. GT was getting whipped a lot early in the season, and all of a sudden he just made a mental change. He's going to whip everybody, and he runs out there and he starts fighting, and now he's really wrestling, and I like it. Get that fall.
GT Stafford working hard right in front of the camera for you.
Close. He just needs another inch over there.
He's got a whole minute to make it stick. He started so fast. He's up 2-0 with 3 near fall points. Wants the pin in the next 50 seconds.
I'd like to see him step off the body and slide into a headlock, but he's doing a good job. Oh, don't get rolled through, though. There he is. Yes, wore him out.
GT Stafford with the fall. Shawnee's 7th fall of the night. Your Shawnee Wolves lead 42-10.
Thank you for getting here so fast. I need help getting to the repair shop.
Well, that's what we're here for. You know, towing isn't all we do at 1-800-TOW-FREE. Need a jump start or locked your keys in the car? Just give us a call. We'll even change a flat tire for you.
Thank you so much. Now, how much do I owe you?
You've already contacted your insurance and the bill's taken care of.
The bill is taken care of? I feel so...
Tow-free, as free as the wind blows.
Corey Todd on the mat. Corey is facing Zayna David. Corey wrestling at 145 tonight.
Yes, Corey is coming off a big weekend as well, Daniel. He was, I saw him Sunday night when they got home from Pryor, and I saw he had a medal around his neck, and it happened to be a gold one. I go, man, have you ever had a first place in a high school tournament? He looked up and says, no.
So he got his first one
He
at
got
Pryor.
his first one, and he was excited.
Well,
you got to know Corey. He doesn't get too excited about anything, but in his way, that was excited right there.
That's right. And now he's coming in. He's got a tight cradle locked up. Shawnee has come to wrestle tonight.
Yes, they have.
He rolled through that.
Yeah.
Still, he doesn't give up the points, though.
Right. They got that's pretty wiry the way they're going there. That was an interesting scramble. It's still interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of things crossing right there.
And I'll tell you, the Harrah kid did a good job.
There he gives up the reverse, ties it up at 2-2. 50 seconds remain in the first.
I thought we maybe got a back count right there, but I guess we didn't.
Well, Coach James can't come to the table and ask about it.
Well, he better be careful if he does, I guess. I wouldn't wish that upon him. Hopefully he, you can come back to the table and ask about the score or something, but you just can't come question their judgment.
So Corey trying to fight off his belly and not go to his back.
Yeah, the kid from Harrah's doing a good job of riding the legs. We need to get moving. Oh, he's high. Now we can swim.
8 seconds remain in the period. Corey gets his reverse.
That was a good job of being patient, waiting for the guy to get it, make a mistake, and swimming and catching him. He'd have thrown a half right there. We'd have had him on his back.
So going into the second period, Corey Todd, he chooses down, and he leads 4-2. Count those up. 8 falls or 7 falls, Coach?
I believe we have 7. We're going to get our 8th one right here. Oh, no, you're right. We have 8. We're going to get our 9th one right here. And I would say it's all but over if we pick this one up.
Shawnee really getting stronger as the year goes on.
I'm as excited as you could be, Daniel. And you've been with me this whole time. We just haven't wrestled very well all year, and then we picked it up about a week and a half ago. We're on fire.
Just been getting better and better and better have the Shawnee Wolves.
At First National Bank and Trust Company, our columns symbolize our strength with over $185 million in total assets and accounts. But our greatest strength is the lasting relationships we've built with our customers and community. Celebrating 25 years in the Shawnee community, First National Bank.
Stepping to the mat, Dalen Studeville. For Shawnee, he's going to be wrestling at 152. Against Brandon Weeks, also a state qualifier returning from last year.
That's right. This would be a great win for Mr. Studeville. He's bumping up a weight, wrestling a kid that's an upperclassman, and he's a state qualifier from last year. Go take it from him. Just go take it. This would be a good one for him.
Good scramble.
Yeah.
Dalen right to the back, though.
Yep. I'll tell you what. When you're bumping up a weight and a kid's, pretty talented kid,
Nice escape.
Right. My rule is never to go upper body with him. We got caught. There's a kid trying to get him in upper body again.
I saw you move a little bit. Did that hurt your shoulder or what?
Well, he's got to control those ties and stay out of that upper body stuff.
They've got it nicely done. Close to the reverse, I guess. 8-1. Dalen's trailing, but he is being quick on the bottom, and he's moving.
He's still fighting. Anything can happen.
He had a cradle locked up, it looked like. Dalen gets away again, 8-2. 41 seconds remain in the first. And, Jeff, you're saying, look, stay away from the upper body.
Right. Make an adjustment, stay out of the upper body, and work your stuff. Your stuff.
That was a nice catch by Dalen.
Yeah. He kind of got out scrambled there a little bit. The kid come flying across the mat, caught him with his back to him.
Dalen going to try to push him out.
Yeah, he gave up I'll tell you what, the kid, I'm impressed with the kid from Harrah. He's pretty solid.
10-2. 10 seconds remain in the first. And that's where it's going to end in the first. 10-2, Steubenville trails. Shawnee Wolves lead the dual scoring 48-10 over the district champion Harrah Panthers.
That's right. That's a pretty commanding lead right there. We need to finish this one out. I'll tell you what, I love the way Steubenville wrestles. It just seems we've been down this road before. Wrestling an upperclassman, pretty strong kid that likes to go upper body. At Stillwater, he wrestled the same kind of kid, and he got caught in a couple of throws. He needs to make some kind of adjustment. Some kind of an adjustment where he takes his stuff to them.
He came down awkward on that ankle. And we'll take a break.
David Nicholas at Harrison Discount Pharmacy has a heart as big as our community. Harrison Discount Pharmacy provides you with fast, efficient service. Harrison Discount Pharmacy, a great part of the Shawnee success story.
All right, Andrew Morgan now steps onto the mat. So Dalen puts up a strong fight. Dalen Steubenville, but he had to give up the injury
default. Yeah.
Default.
Yeah.
So the Harrah Panthers gained 6 points there at the 152 weight class. 48-16, Shawnee ahead. Yep. Andrew Morgan, he's been fighting a good year.
Yeah, he's been fighting. He's making several mistakes technically, and he knows that. He's trying to correct them and get something going here. He's not lacking in the fight area, though. He'll fight.
And he is going against a state qualifier from last year in Griffin.
Right. I'll tell you what, Harrah's pretty tough in these middleweights. They got 3 state qualifiers in a row. We need to pick up a win in one of these.
Well, Morgan can do that for the Wolves. Morgan, you say, is kind of different in that you think he's going left and he'll go right.
He's what we call in wrestling is unpredictable. The things he shouldn't get away with, he gets away with. And he's hard to coach. But Coach James was one of those kind of wrestlers, too. I mean, he understands how to coach a guy like that. So he'll get him where he needs to be.
Griffin comes up with the first takedown of the match. He has 2 points to 0. That's a wild-looking half.
Yeah, he kind of slid back to where his legs are. It's an interesting position.
Morgan fighting from the ground. 30 seconds remain in this first period. We are fighting the 160 weight. Morgan using all of the extra advantage he can at 162.
Yeah, he weighed in at 62. There you go.
3 points awarded for the near fall for Griffin.
Kind of getting laying down there on the bottom, and it's never a good recipe when you're just kind of sitting down on the bottom and wrestling. nothing good can happen down there.
5-0, Griffin up. And he chooses down.
He does. We need to work some magic on top and get a fall right here.
Morgan trying to break him down. He's trying to lock in his own cradle.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got a leg.
He is. He's doing good right there. He just needs to get something locked up. He gave the kid from Harrah time to get some hand control. And there's that lift again. He didn't get his hips in there.
It gives up a reversal and a chokehold. And that's going to be a fall for the Harrah Panthers. Good wrestling match by Richard Griffin at 160. That gives Harrah 6 more points.
In the times of a small cash shortfall, Courtesy Loans is there to help. Courtesy Loans at 19 West Main Street offers professional understanding and courteous service when you need it most. Loans up to $800 with 9 months to pay it back.
Gentrell Frazier steps up to the mat. Gentrell going to go at 171. He comes weighing in at 173 against another state qualifier, Jake Welt. And no, Jared Monroe would be the state qualifier. Welt weighs in at 167.
What do we got? One weight left, 189?
Yes.
Get Gentrell back on the winning track here.
That's the most important
they can't win. That's a good thing.
Aspect for Gentrell tonight is just getting back in winning form.
Yeah. You know, he's had some struggles this year too. You know, we've been really spotty up top all year, every one of them. And if they can get their heads on straight, boy, they could really help this team out.
Well, and Jeff, talk a little bit about that in the sense of how does it affect the kids when they're bumping so much early in the season to different weights? Gentrell wrestled anything from 215 all the way back down to 171, and you know, when you're wrestling that many, that wave of opponents in those different weight classes, how does that affect a kid?
Well, he's gonna, you know, I'll tell you, it really hinders your progress a lot of times, but it's a necessary evil. But you know, when you're wrestling 215, a guy that outweighs you by 30 pounds, you know, you're not going to hit some stuff to, you know, you want to stay down low on his legs, whereas when Gentrell's wrestling 171, he's strong enough to go with the guy upper body and maybe shoot every now and then. And, I mean, it hinders your technique, I guess, because you never know what you're getting. But it's just a necessary evil. It's something you got to do. And all our kids are team players. They always have been. Coach James asked him to go back up to heavyweight tomorrow. He'll do it.
Gentrell getting some attention right now on a cramp. It looked like that was broke because it was a potentially dangerous hold.
You know, I have a thought on that right there.
And
that's illegal. That's
the way that he put his leg in there and pulled it back.
Yeah,
at the knee.
Something you might see on a UFC videotape.
Sure.
You know, he had his leg in and then he picked up his ankle. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, actually. But yeah, I believe it may just be a little illegal. But the ref called it potentially dangerous, and we'll go with that.
Well, tell us what the difference would be in the sense of, let's say he would have said, "Oops, that's illegal."
Well,
he gives up 1 point.
Yes, definitely. He's gonna award us a point if it's illegal. Potentially dangerous, he just stops it and restarts the match. He's got a nice throw locked up. And that kid hit a nice duck under. You know, he's just doing some things right now technically, like that right there, you know. That's not good technique, reaching up on somebody's head like that.
And that's typically what you would see in the upper weights, is you would see them kind of shoulder to shoulder and trying to throw each other.
Right.
Whereas still, this is kind of one of those pivot weights where you're agile enough to be able to do a lot of the maneuvering.
Yeah, he's definitely agile enough. If I had to pinpoint one thing that's making him struggle right now, it's him. He has the talent to be a state placer, a regional placer, whatever. I'm not sure yet that he knows that. And he needs a good win, something like this tonight, to get back, into that. He definitely has the talent to be a good state qualifier or state placer soon.
Gentrell, he's a junior leader on this ball club, on this
club,
wrestling
that's
team.
All right.
So to start the second period, Gentrell trails 4-1. Now.
Turn in. Just little bitty stuff right there. He did a good job coming to his feet. Just needed to turn back to the center and get the hand control and get the 1-point escape. Little bitty things. He'll get better.
Yes, he will. 1:25 remain in this second period. Still 4-1.
There's another one of those for instances. But he's doing a good job of moving right there. Get your hips up. They worked all week on keeping the legs out as a good defense, of not getting rode too much, and he's just letting him throw them in right there. We got to get better at that.
What do you do to defend that?
Well, you gotta be a little more tentative off the bottom. You either got to be real aggressive and stand up and not let them have a chance to get them in, or you got to catch them when they're trying to throw them in.
And you catch them with your arm?
Yes, and toss them and score there.
And kind of teach them not to try to do that because you're going to score off of it.
Right.
And you would catch them, I guess, at the hinge of the knee.
Yeah, knee, actually foot, ankle, wherever, there's no perfect place to get it.
Still no scoring in this second period. Only 15 seconds remain.
He's to his feet again. Come on, Gentrell. Pop your hips.
Gentrell with the escape and the reverse.
That was
4-3. Frazier trailing, entering the third by 1 point, 3-4 in this 171 match. He had a good throw there.
Yes, he did. Golly, it just kills me. He's doing enough to win this match, but he's doing something kind of off the wall. It's like he's panicking. He's doing something off the wall to give up the big move. He just gave up a 2 and a 3 there, so now he's down 9-3. It was 4-3 5 seconds ago.
And he's the one that initiated the throw, and initially it was a good move.
Right. But there's, you just can't panic. And he's did that in 2 or 3 of his last matches, just panicked. I can't remember the last duel we had, but it was 4-3, a similar situation, a minute and a half left, and he'd been taking the kids down with 2 good double legs, and then he just jumps up there and tries hitting the headlock. He's got to stop stuff like that. He has the talent to be really good. He's got to put it all together.
Gentrell struggling off of his back.
Half right there, Gentrell, half. Get your hips up.
12-3.
Oh, I'm frustrated. He's doing some good things, but then he's not following through with them. Getting out-hustled right now.
Welt from Harrah putting together a fine match. He's up by 9. 30 seconds remain in the match.
There he did a good job of catching the leg when it came in, and he scored. See, he's doing some really good things, Daniel. It's just the other things that are killing him in a match. He was in a tight 4-3 match, and now we're,
12-4.
Yeah, 12-4 and 16 seconds left. Look at there, nice shot to finish. See, he was 4-3. Stay in there, fight for position, Gentrell. and then score that same takedown right there with 10 seconds left, we win the match.
Right. 171, Gentile Frazier gets knocked down 12-6. Wolves lead the dual match 48-25.
The Clinic Pharmacy, open 7 days a week for your convenience, is dedicated to providing you with the finest, most efficient pharmacy service in the area. Tim Barrick and the Clinic Pharmacy, working hard to improve your quality of life.
So, the last weight is a forfeit by Shawnee. Shawnee ends up winning this duel against Harrah Panthers 48-31.
Yes, you know what? We were just a little spotty tonight, but I'll tell you what, our kids are fighting. They are fighting hard, and they've made some serious gains. We may be a first or second round winner at Dual State. They won't take us lightly or count us out if we're fighting like we did tonight.
7 straight at one point, 6-point victories for Shawnee. That's 7 straight falls.
Yes, and we're picking up the bonus points, whereas early in the season, Daniel, we were giving up all the bonus points. They've got on a roll. They need to just ride this roll all the way through the state tournament, and we'll be good to go.
You've been watching, along with Jeff Chamblin and myself, a great wrestling team this year. Jeff, the kids so far, they are where they need to be to move forward and do some damage throughout the state.
Right, they got to keep gaining and building on their momentum. They've made some huge gains in the last 3 weeks. I don't know what he's feeding them, but he's feeding them something that's great. And they just need to keep getting just a little better every week, and then, go get after it at the state, dual state tournament, regional tournament.
Get out and support these kids. It's always a lot of fun to watch the wrestlers in action. You've been watching Shawnee High School Wrestling on ShawneeCTV. Together, building community. Let's see.
I've always been impressed with those guys, the deputies and the admin. They've always been kind. The deputies have pretty much work with very little pay, which is disappointing to me because they need to be paid more. But they don't complain. They work and they do their job. I mean, that was what impressed me the most about these guys. Was I'd go on a call and I never once heard them complain. Go to hopefully we never have to, but going to a funeral when they're honoring one of their fallen retired sheriffs or deputies, the way they show up. So I know I've got a great group of guys to work with, and I'm excited about that. I think we'll be able to work together. We will.
Our beef is exclusively available at the Monk's Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
On Benedict Street, Hardesty's Market and Deli is your go-to for all your local meat needs. It's also the perfect spot for lunch, offering your favorite local sandwiches, dips, sweets, and more. Support local. Stop by Hardesty's Market and Deli today.
For 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with.